Hey, so I have a video that I just created. I'm in the same outfit, that's why you'll know if it was just created, about the different types of interviews. However, with that, I left out the importance of interviewing biases, and I want to make sure that we have time to cover those, so I actually intentionally left that out. If you're not familiar with the different types of interviewing, go ahead and watch that last video, then come back and watch this one. Also, do me a favor, like this video, leave a comment, and let me know what you like, what you don't, what you'd like to see more of. And also subscribe so that way you don't miss any of my videos. So when we go over interviewing, there's different types that can happen, and just as there are different types of interviews, there are different types of interviewing biases that can take place. We're really only going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different ones. They're not long, but they're definitely relevant, and as somebody that's going to want to go in the field of HR, you need to be aware of the biases that you're more prone to, and definitely watch for those to make sure that it's not happening, and watch it from others too, especially if you're in a situation where you are getting feedback from somebody that you know struggles with particular specific biases. So the first one that we have is stereotyping, which is normal, what we deal with in everyday life, right? So, but this one just involves forming a generalized opinion of how candidates of a particular gender, religion, or race may think, act, feel, or respond. As a millennial, I feel like this is a really big deal because, well, I mean, not just a millennial, but as a woman too, but I deal with the millennial stereotype all the time, and it's really kind of annoying. So that's stereotyping. Inconsistency in questioning. So this involves asking different questions of different candidates. An example would be asking only the male candidates to describe a time when they use critical thinking skills in their last job. So you want to make sure that you're not going to always ask the exact same questions, but you want to make sure that you're asking questions that get similar answers. So to everybody, so male, female, or not, anything to prevent bias and discrimination. Then we get the first time impression error. This is when the interviewer makes a snap judgment and lets their first impression, be it positive or negative, cloud the entire interview. I think a lot of us have done that, where we've just made snap judgments on people. Then an example of that would be where credence is given to a candidate because the person graduated from an Ivy League college. They might not actually bring a lot to the table, but their background says they do. Then we have our negative emphasis. This involves rejecting a candidate on the basis of a small amount of negative information. Negative information, I feel like I stumbled over that. An example is when a male candidate is wearing a large earring plug, and the interviewer's judgment is that it's inappropriate, yet the job that the candidate is interviewing for is a phone customer service position. There's no customer visual contact, so it's really not relevant, but the interviewer doesn't like it. Then we have our halo and horn effect. This will absolutely be on the exam. It's covered in multiple different areas. So this is when the interviewer allows one strong point that he or she offered values to overshadow and all the other information. Halo is the candidate's favor, and horn is the opposite direction. So that means somebody could have one really great thing about them and that overshadows everything, or they could have one really bad thing and it overshadows the rest. Then we have our nonverbal bias, and that is an undue emphasis is placed on nonverbal cues that are unrelated to position or job performance. This is a distracting mannerism such as biting their nails. As a nail biter, I'm sure that's gotten me it's actually not gotten me where I wanted to be. The contrast effect, and that is when a strong candidate has interviewed after a weak candidate, and it makes them appear more qualified than they actually are, only because of contrast. Then we have similar to me error, and this interview selects a candidate based on personal characteristics that they share rather than job-related characteristics. And lastly, we have our cultural noise, and this is when a candidate is making their response providing what is considered a politically correct and not revealing anything or being factual. So those are the different types of interviewing bias. Make sure that you're watching for those in yourself. Make sure that you're seeing that in other people and doing what needs to be done to have some course correction. Like I said before, like this, subscribe to me so you don't miss any videos, and leave me a comment letting me know what you would like to see more of, less of, and what you like and don't like. All right, thank you. Bye.